What's going on, everybody? Victor here with a brand new video. And in today's video, I want to talk about the very first matchup on a great lineup of fights on UFC 300, taking place 1 week from today, April 13th, live from Las Vegas, Nevada. I really like all the fights that are going on here, and I really like this one as well. And it's a great opening fight. The former bantamweight champion of the world, Cody Garbrandt, versus the former flyweight champion of the world, Deiveson Figueiredo. Both these individuals having their ups and downs for the last couple of years. Deiveson Figueiredo, with the last couple of fights being against Brandon Moreno. He drew one, he won one, he lost one, but then he ended up coming back up a weight class in bantamweight division. His very first fight being against Rob Font, a very tough individual, a very great skill set as well. Ended up winning that via unanimous decision. Then you got Cody Garbrandt on the other side, being knocked out 4 fights in a row. He got knocked out twice against TJ Dillashaw, another time against Pedro Munoz, another time against Kai Kara-France, going down a weight class to flyweight. A lot of people thought that Cody Garbrandt was going to end up being retired, but he came back, fought against Trevin Giles, won that fight, and came back with a great knockout over Brian Kelleher. So both these individuals in a clash course with one another in order to get back to title hopes. You know, both these guys want to fight for the bantamweight championship of the world that's currently in hands of Sugar Sean O'Malley. Definitely have a lot of work to do for both these individuals. More for Cody Garbrandt than Deiveson Figueiredo, because Deiveson Figueiredo did beat a ranked opponent in his very first fight at bantamweight. He looked good, and he looked like he was in good health as well, because he was really killing himself to get to the flyweight weight limit of 125 pounds. He did miss weight in the past, but he's doing very, very good now at bantamweight from what I saw from his last fight. A great outing against Rob Font. The striking looked great. The grappling looked great. He looked great overall. Cody Garbrandt, he's bouncing back 2 wins in a row. And he's going to be fighting an individual who's a well-rounded mixed martial artist. If there's one thing that a lot of us don't know about Cody Garbrandt, is that he won a state championship in the state of Ohio, high school wrestling, in the year 2007, and then in 2008 he was a state runner-up. So Cody Garbrandt has some very underrated wrestling. It's very good wrestling as well, but we all know him for his striking because he does have an amateur boxing background. When both these individuals get locked up in the cage, people are going to be favoring a little bit more Deiveson Figueiredo, because he does look like it's going to be the more powerful individual from what we've seen as of late, other than Cody Garbrandt. He's been getting knocked out as of late over the last couple of years, but has been bouncing back a little bit slowly. Going into a fight against Deiveson Figueiredo with a lot of power, up a weight class, that's going to have a lot more energy, and who is the superior grappler in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu artist as well. It's going to be very tricky for Cody Garbrandt, who does have the striking, the boxing background, and the wrestling background as well, but Deiveson Figueiredo is a more well-rounded individual. When Deiveson Figueiredo puts on the pressure on his opponents usually tend to fade away. And there's another thing that we do not know about Deiveson Figueiredo. He was the last individual to beat the current flyweight champion of the world, Alexandre Pantoja. So Figueiredo still got it. He's got a lot of energy coming up a weight class. He's going to be more refreshed. He's going to be the fresher fighter. And then Cody Garbrandt's going to have a lot to prove to a lot of people at the same time. Is his chin going to hold up against the shots that Deiveson Figueiredo is going to throw at him? Is Cody Garbrandt going to have more energy than Deiveson Figueiredo? I say that Cody's going to have a good amount of energy because he's fought in 5-round fights before in the past. When he did fight against Rob Font, he did wither. He did get tired. Deiveson Figueiredo, you can see the same thing as well. He has gotten tired before in the past, but it was as a result of the weight cuts that he had to do, cutting down to 125 pounds and making that championship weight limit. But both of these guys are definitely going to come in here energized. They're the very first fight of the night. So when they get to the stadium, when they get to the arena, T-Mobile Arena, they're not going to have to wait too long in the fight. So both of these individuals are going to come in there, and they're going to stand and bang for a little bit. It's going to be a little bit of a feel around in the first round, and then I believe it's going to go into the second round, and both these guys are really going to go after it. Deiveson Figueiredo, if I'm him, I'm going to try to take this fight to the ground, but I'm definitely going to have to set up some shots as well to try to get Cody Garbrandt to the ground. Deiveson Figueiredo has the ability to be able to knock Cody Garbrandt down just because of Cody Garbrandt's past of getting knocked out by individuals. Yes, TJ Dillashaw was on the EPO for at least one of those fights. I can't say about both of them, but he was on the EPO, and that could have had a huge influence of why Cody Garbrandt got knocked out in those 2 fights. But also, Cody was fighting extremely reckless at the same time as well. And Cody Garbrandt's going to have to stay on the feet, because if he does get down to the ground, he can be able to escape from the submission attempts, because he does have some good ground game, but his grappling game is not the best. I don't think I've ever seen Cody Garbrandt win a fight via submission, but we have seen Deiveson Figueiredo win via submission in the past. The more powerful individual, if you ask me, is going to be Deiveson Figueiredo. The faster individual for me is also going to be Deiveson Figueiredo. But the better striker, in my opinion, is going to be Cody Garbrandt. He does have better striking. It's a lot crisper as well, especially when he's on. When it comes to the wrestling, I also have to give that to Cody Garbrandt as well. When it comes to the fighter IQ, I give that to Deiveson Figueiredo. When it comes to the experience, I also give it to Deiveson Figueiredo as well. Cody Garbrandt, the best Cody Garbrandt that we've seen as of late over the last couple of years was when he won the Bantamweight Championship of the World against Dominic Cruz. He was in flow state. He looked absolutely amazing. If that Cody Garbrandt can be able to come into this fight against Deiveson Figueiredo, a very dangerous Deiveson Figueiredo, a very motivated Deiveson Figueiredo, then I believe something special can be done, and I do believe that Cody Garbrandt will be able to come away with the victory in this crucial fight. I believe a win for either of these individuals will definitely set them up for a very big matchup against someone in the top 5 or against someone in the top 7 at least. So it's going to be a great fight. I believe there's going to be a lot of energy in this matchup. It's going to be very high-paced. Both these individuals are going to be looking to go all the way out, and they're going to look to go for a knockout at least. Both these individuals love to knock out their opponents. They love to do their work with their hands. If it does have to go to the ground, so be it. Deiveson Figueiredo is going to have the upper hand when it comes to that, but Cody Garbrandt's going to make sure with everything in his might that this fight does not go to the ground, that it does stay up in the feet, and he does try to do his best work possible. If it does try to go to the ground, I don't have any worries that the takedowns are going to have a lot of effect on him. He should have little to no ease when it comes to defending the takedowns pretty easily, keeping the fight on the feet and standing and banging. When Cody Garbrandt does get sloppy, it's usually when he gets knocked out. He got sloppy against TJ. He got sloppy against Pedro Munoz. He was just standing and banging. Boom, he got knocked out. So Cody Garbrandt has to fight smart in order to win this fight. And Deiveson Figueiredo has to be able to keep the distance. He's got to be able to move around. You don't want to be standing still the whole entire time against a power hitter such as Cody Garbrandt, and keep this fight moving at all times. I like this fight a lot. It's a very interesting one, especially being the first fight of the night. And if you ask me who's going to win this, I'm going to give this to Deiveson Figueiredo. He's going to be more motivated. He's going to be the more refreshed fighter. And there's definitely a lot of big things lined up for Deiveson Figueiredo in the very near future if he can get the win against the former bantamweight champion of the world and Cody Garbrandt. I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Definitely going to pop on a little bit more as well. I'm sorry about the fire sensors beeping left and right. Still something that I got to get done. Put new batteries in there, believe it or not, and the batteries weren't able to work, so definitely something to do with the wiring. But appreciate you guys watching this video. Stay safe, stay blessed. Later, guys.